we'll be using all of those tonight. And if you don't have something, you can usually figure out and use something else. But I think everybody that is here probably has everything. So let's go ahead and we'll begin here after I put mute on. As always, though, you could unmute if needed. So go ahead, please, and come down onto the back. We're not going to start with any props quite yet. Legs bent. Have the feet out a little bit away from the pelvis, so you don't want to have them tucked in real close. Feet should be parallel and in the inner hip distance apart from each other. Spine nice and long. Take just a moment and start to feel your body on the mat and get ready to practice. Take a nice breath in through the nose and take an exhale out through the mouth. Breathe in again and draw the arms up over the head. And then on the exhale, release the arms back down. Again, inhaling, lengthen your spine. And on the exhale, let the bones sink deeper down into the mat. You can take this at your own breath rate, doesn't have to be with mine. Breathe out through the mouth, begin to feel the connection with the core. Take a couple more like that. Try to stretch your spine with the arms. The next time that your arms come down, we're going to keep them on the ground. And now we'll focus on warming up the low back, doing what's called pelvic clock. So at first, take an in-breath again. On the exhale, curl the pubic bone to the navel so the low back begins to get flat. And then little in-breath there. Now overarch the back and send the pubic bone down to, or the navel to the pubic bone. Take an in-breath and then exhale. You're going to contract the abdominals and stretch the low back. Take an in-breath and then we'll overarch the low back, exhaling. In-breath again. And then move on the exhale. Try to contract the abs even more to get that stretch through the back. In breath and go to the opposite arch. Try not to press into the feet as you flatten the back, so get the pelvic floor and the abs to do that work. One more time, go to the overarch and then return back into center. Now we'll do the same thing from side to side. So now you're going to lower the right hip point down to the ground. On the inhale, take the hips level to the ceiling. And then exhale, left hip point will go lower to the ground. Inhale, level off to the ceiling. And again, exhaling to one side. Inhale again. And exhale the other. And notice here as you're going side to side, is it easier to go to one side than the other? Try not to press into the feet. You'll be using your side obliques here to get this going. Do one more, and then we're going to combine those last two in what is called the pelvic clock. So by clock, you could think of the pubic bone as the 12 o'clock. The right hip point is 3 o'clock. Your navel is 6 o'clock. And then the left hip point is 9 o'clock. You're going to try and touch all the numbers on your clock. So start tipping the pubic bone down to the mat and then go to press 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock down. Continue going around the numbers of the clock in a circle and can continue going. So I started you going clockwise. Try to touch every number on the clock. Try not to press into the feet. Again, I'm trying to do this from the abs. Take a pause and then we'll go the other way. So now you're going backwards around your clock. You could notice it's easier in one direction than the other. I'm finding that for myself. And again, try to make this even. We're again really warming up the back. And then just pause it. Now bring the feet in slightly closer for a pelvic lift. Take the weight out of the feet though, and then use the pelvic floor and you'll take a posterior tilt. With that, you'll be pulling the pubic bone to the navel. You're going to pause it there and then scoop the abs even more, pull the belt line tighter. Now press the feet and the pelvis is going to lift up. At the top here, lengthen the knees away, but draw the pubic bone to the navel. Feel how the abs contract, the back is flat. And then begin the lowering of the spine from the top to the bottom. So you're going to hold the pelvis up and try to trickle your spine down one piece at a time. Find neutral position there. And then exhale again. Curl those hip points into the ribs. You're coming up from the bottom of the spine to the top. And then pause at the top. Take the arms back overhead again. And then keep the center of the glutes lifted again and lower your spine down again. So try to make space between the vertebra. Once you found that neutral, inhale and take the arms back down. Find an exhale to do the tilt of the pelvis. Press into the feet, up we come. Inhale, arms go back overhead. And then reach the sit bones towards the heels as you lower back down again. And go through that flat back and neutral, arms coming down. Let's do this again the same way. So the abdominals pull you up. Find that nice stretch at the top here. And then start with the top of the spine to bring the pelvis back down eventually. The next time that you come up, again, we'll do the pelvic tilt and then hold it at the top. And again, here you want to feel that the back is flat, so lengthen those sit bones into the back of the knees. Now rotate the pelvis right and then back into center, and rotate the pelvis left and back into center. Little twist of the pelvis. As you're doing that, try not to swing the hips out to the side. So just work within the framework of the body. End up turning off to the left. And then level the hips to the ceiling, lengthen the low back once again. And now just draw the right arm by the ear, and then we're going to switch our arms. So paddle one arm by the hip, one arm by the ear. Try to hold those hips up very high. And then eventually two arms go back again. And we're going to try and lift the middle of the glutes and start to roll it down. You can even pull your heels in towards you, and you'll get a little bit more stretch. And then back to that neutral position. From here, draw the right knee in and slide the left leg out. And then just try to get a little mobility in the right hip here. Pulling the sit bone away as you draw the abs down away from the right leg. And then right leg goes down, pull the left knee in. And then lengthen the right leg out. So split the inner thighs away from each other. And then try to find where you can release that left hip crease the best. It's a little different for everybody, but we want to find that. And then place the left foot down. Bring the right leg in once again. And again, I'm going to lengthen the left leg out. Try to pull the outer right hip away and press out through the left sit bone. Even as you scoop the abs away from the right thigh, pull them down into the back of the spine there. Then transfer the hand behind the right leg and push the right legs until your arms go straight. Then we're going to straighten the leg and you're going to bend. And you're going to straighten. When you straighten the leg, pull the abdominals down. And then getting ready for leg circles here, feel free to work with a bent leg. You could even bend the left leg as well, or work with straight legs. Now bring the ring in front of the chest. Place the heel of the hand on the padded handles and point the fingers straight up to the ceiling. Try to press into the ring gently from the little finger side of your hand. Anchor down through the left leg, especially the inner thigh, and then draw the waist together and bolt the ribs down onto the mat. We'll start with circles on the ceiling, drawing the circles from left to right. Try to move this circle from your hips. So I think I'm moving from my hips, but the hips stay still. And then reverse the circles, take it as slow as you need to, so that you're not going to be swaying side to side. Try to keep the ribs bolted down, and you feel the shoulder girdle is heavy on the mat as well. Then from here, just bend the right knee, pull it across the body to the left, and you're going to let the right arm go out to the side. You can take the gaze off to the right there as well. Make sure the back is long and it's feeling good with the twist. And then place the right foot down, draw the left knee in once again, and you can slip the right leg long if it feels okay for the back. And again, let the inner thighs move apart from each other, but try to press the left sit bone away from you. Again, feeling the abs working to help you actually draw the thigh bone deeper in the hip socket. Now moving the hands behind the left leg, straighten your arms, press the front of the thigh into the back, and you're going to bend the leg and straighten it. When you straighten the leg, exhale, and again, I'm going to be drawing the abdomen down away from the front of the thigh. And then setting up for our leg circles. Again, remember, leg could be bent. Let's bring the ring again in front of the chest, and then give it that squeeze to activate at the back of the shoulder. Anchor down the right leg, especially at the inner thigh, and then start your circles going right and off to the left. And they're probably going to be maybe about as big as the ring, possibly as big as the mat, but prioritize stabilizing through the trunk. And then taking a pause, let's switch and go the other way. Make sure you're pulling it across the body so you get the inner thigh, the lower abs, and the obliques involved. And then finish one more. And then just bend the leg and pull the left knee to the right now. Let the pelvis turn, and then stretch the left arm out. Maybe turn the head to the left if that feels good. Good. And then go ahead and bend both legs here. Bring the block now in the narrow dimension between the thighs. And then just keep the arms at the side here. Send the pubic bone down towards the feet, but then start to draw the muscles underneath it up into the body. So you start engaging pelvic floor. Give the block just a really gentle squeeze. That can help you find that. Drop your abdominals down away from your shirt. Kind of carve them into the back of the waist. So you really feel a nice scooping action there. Keep your back muscles active, and then pull the sides of the waist together, the ribs together in the front, and the hip points as well. We'll work with the ring again here. So bring the ring over the chest, and then begin to reach upwards, spreading your shoulder blades. Tighten underneath the armpit, and then pivot the ribs to curl towards the back of the pelvis. Reach the ring to your knees. Try to pull the ribs down more, and then release it back down. You can add a little squeeze to the ring. That's going to help to organize the deeper core. Come up again. Feel that the pubic bone wants to lift, but you're going to not lift it. So lengthen it away from you. Feel a little squeeze into the block here. And you want to feel a lift of the head coming from the back of the roof of the mouth. So try not to strain on the front of the throat. Go into the back of the neck to lift your head. And of course it lifts because the whole spine is rounding. And then hold up at the top next time you're up. And then squeeze into the block, and you're going to squeeze the ring. And then do that with the exhale. And continue. Good. And 4 more. So exhale, try to draw the abs in a little bit more. And again, exhale, I'm not bobbing up and down. I'm already up as high as I can be here. One last time, and then release the head and shoulders down. So we're going to come up one more time, adding rotation. Again, tailbone is heavy here. Curl the ribs to come on up. And then from the back of the left shoulder, I want you to reach to the right, and then find the back of the right shoulder and reach to the left. Go up and over your legs with the ring, and then lift up again. So think of climbing stairs here, being propelled from the back of the opposite shoulder in the direction you're twisting. And we'll do one more. Equal weight on sides of the sacrum, and then release it down. And then just take the ring to the side and take the block to the side as well. So with the arms at your side now, again, I want you to feel a heaviness to the rib cage, pelvic floor drawing up, and then sinking of that area between the hip points. Keep it really flat, and then bring the right knee over the hip. Pull the right thigh bone down in the hip socket with the abs, and we'll bring the left knee up over the hip as well. Now, if you want to make this a little easier, you could drop the heels down, and that would just make it a little easier. We're going to start a toe tap. This is hinging at the front of the right hip, lengthening the leg towards the mat, and then finding the low belly to draw it up. The left leg will go. Don't feel like you have to touch the mat though. You don't want to feel the back overarch. So if you're feeling the back ribs lighten, you need more abs, or don't take the leg down so far. Be sure you're pulling down right near that pubic bone. Imagine a string there. It goes down, and that's what draws your foot up. You'll feel inner thigh work as well. And then pause, then flex your feet. Now we're going to lead with the heel. And what you'll notice when you lead with the heel is it's probably a little bit more challenging to get down, especially if you're going down as far as you were. Again, no need to do that. So try to keep a right angle in the knee if you're able. Good. And a couple more. Keep drawing those ribs down. Think of pulling everything tighter into your spine. Finish with your left leg, and then please softly point the toes and bring the inner border of your feet together. You'll keep the feet together and open the knees apart, and then squeeze the legs back together. Inhale, you open. When you squeeze, pretend you have a big ball in there. It's hard to squeeze. Inhale, open. And then exhale, get the pelvic floor involved and the rib cage when you pull the knees back together. So I really want you to imagine in your mind's eye that corset that actually is there, your transverse abdominals. Keep the legs together. Now let's actually keep the legs apart and then bring them down. And then just let the hip flexors release, inner thighs release. You could even take the arms over the head if you want a big stretch, or put the hands onto the top of the thighs and press them away. Okay, and then bring the knees up to the ceiling. Again, I want you to pull the pelvic floor up, drop the abs down, and then keeping ribs heavy, bring both knees up to the ceiling again. From this position, we're going to continue the abdominal curl. This time though, let's bring the ring behind the head. So put one padded handle behind one, but just kind of below the occipital ridge. The other padded handle goes above your forehead. And if you were without a ring, just put your hands behind the head. Then I want you to pull the armpits, or pull the shoulders broad, tighten around the armpit, drive your triceps into your elbows, and then curl up again, funnel the ribs together, and then look down between the legs, and then release back down. Now that head is a weight, but it feels good, I think. And then curl up again. Make sure that pubic bone doesn't lift. Next time we'll add on. So crease at the bra line, and then lengthen the right leg long, and you'll pull the right leg back in as you come down. And then again, curling up, You're going to lengthen the left leg, take it lower for more, take it back down. And again, exhale, come on up. Right leg lowers. Be sure that it's not tipping the pelvis. Come on up again with that left leg taking itself nice and long, and then bring it back up. And then let's do 2 more. So take the right leg out, take that thigh lower if you want more work, and back down you come. And up we come. This time, left leg is going to be long and pause. And then I'm going to switch my legs. Try to keep the shoulders off of the mat. Think ribs down, but reaching crown of the head to the ceiling. Do 1 more each leg. Draw the left knee in, right knee in, and then bring head and shoulders down. So as we did before, we're going to add back in the rotations. So I'm going to draw the abs down again, and I'm going to bring the head and shoulders up. Now left leg goes long, and I'm going to turn to the right, and I'm going to turn to the left. Gazing beyond that thigh, and again, think of going up every time you turn. Turn those ribs, not just the head. So go to those ribs. Let's do 1 more. And then come through the center, release the head and shoulders down, and bring the right foot down, left foot down. Take the arms in like an A shape, so the hands could be just outside of the mat, and then drop the knees to the right. Take your gaze to the left, and then pull the left ribs to draw the knees to the ceiling, and then the knees go left. And now you'll pull the ribs from left to right and bring the knees to the ceiling. So let the legs kind of be dead weight. They're going to lead the way as they go down to the right. And then the abs are the leaders to bring the knees back up. Last time, so take the knees to the left and then pull the ribs left to right to bring them up. From here, you'll roll to the side. And we're going to come up to seated for a spine twist. So as we get ready here for our spine twist, if you can sit with straight legs and be on top of the sit bones, that's great. And if you need to bend the legs, that is fine too, but you want to be on top of the sit bones. Have your feet be about as wide as your hips. Flex them, and then put your hands either behind the head, or if that's not great for the shoulders, go ahead and put the hands on the shoulders. Good. Now press your thighs down, lengthen your spine, and then exhale, twist to the right, and we'll inhale back to center. Exhale, twisting left, inhale, lengthen, and again, exhale, twisting right. Good. Again, rotating those ribs. Try to be heavy through the sit bones and the thighs. And then finish twisting left and back into center. Now I'm going to add some flexion. So just listen and you'll get this. No, it won't be a problem, but listen. So we're going to twist right, and then you'll bring your left elbow outside the left leg and then pull with the sideways, come up. Then you'll twist left, right elbow goes outside the right leg and sideways brings you up. And then we'll twist left and you'll come down and up and twist left and down and up. Again, twisting right, you go left and up and twist left and you go down and up. Okay, good. Now go ahead and switch around to an all fours position. So hands about under shoulders and knees about under hips. So finding quadruped. You'll want to feel that you have that natural curve in the back, but you're going to still be trying to gather the ribs up and do the bracing we do when we're on the back. So close your ribs and pull the waistline tighter. Make sure you feel that there's a broadness to the upper back. So you can push the hands energetically apart, but squeeze your elbows together. Bring the right hand and the left knee off of the mat just to a hover, and then place those down. And then we'll take the left hand and the right knee, just hovering, Good. Now we'll take this into a crawl. So we're going to go right hand, left knee, and step it forward. And then you'll take left hand, right knee, and step forward. Try to keep your shoulders and your hips level. And then you're going to be moving the arm and the hand simultaneously, I hope. And just take it forward to your space, and then just take it back and back in close to the center. Okay, then from here, draw your spine long. Again, be sure to draw the ribs up. I have to keep reminding myself of that. And then from here, you're going to press the back of the skull to the ceiling, curl the toes under, and then suck the thighs up so the knees hover, maybe about an inch. You'll want to, again, not change your spine. So you're going to be drawing the thigh bones up with the low belly, really kind of like when we do the toe taps. And then place the knees down, come off of the wrist, and you can just twirl them around. I'd like to combine those last two things we did, the crawling and being in the hover. And if you find that's too challenging, then you could do one or the other, like we just did, or yeah, you could do one or the other. That's going to be a modification, or do both at different times. So once again, spin those elbows backwards, and then draw the ribs, draw the waistline up, curling toes under. I'm going to suck the thighs up, and then I'm going to start my crawl. You'll notice that the pelvis wants to lift higher, but try not to lift it higher. And you'll also notice, I'm noticing it's harder to coordinate opposite hand and leg. Get a new respect for babies, I think, although they're not hovering. And then go ahead, let that go. Take a child's pose. And then bring yourself back up. All right, for this next thing, you'll need a block. Or if you didn't have a block, you could use like a big, thick book. But you would, it would be advantageous to definitely have something flat that you could put your hand on. So I'd like you to put the right hand on your block, and the left hand will be down on the ground. And you can observe here, your right shoulder is going to be higher than the left. We're going to be pressing into the right hand to lift the left arm to the height of the right, and then take it down. So it's a press down. Feel what your right shoulder is doing in order to get this action going. We'll build it from here. So now take the left hand to the height of the right, and then press down more and rotate left, and then you'll rotate off to the right. So press from the outer right shoulder to the pinky finger and rotate to the left and off to the right. Now, the next time you go right, go ahead and bend the elbow. You'll go further in the twist, and then again, lengthen up to the right, or sorry, left. And bend and lengthen up. It's kind of like a one-arm push-up. Try not to move the hips all around. And we'll do one more. And then release. All right, so we'll just go right to the other side with the hand. So left hand has the block, and you're going to be wanting to lift the right hand to the height of the left, so press down in order to lift up. So I'm really just I'm letting my right arm be dead weight, and I'm working from the back of my left shoulder. Let's do another, and then keep the arm up and keep going, and we'll find that rotation, and then rotate off to the left, and then press and rotate to the right. And again, take it down and back up. Good. Now we can bend and go down further and press all the way back up. And again, bend, down you go, and press up. Good. Still finding that turn. So good for the upper back. And then release. All righty. So now we'll do kind of the same thing with the legs. Let's go ahead and take the block under the right knee. And I'm going to go on the back side so that it's very clear. I don't know if everybody's done this before, but I'm going to show you from the back. I'm going to crawl on it with the right knee, just like that. And so my left knee is dangling down. And then I press into the block to lift the left knee up. And it goes back down. You're going to feel abs start working as well. But you should feel the glute on the right to lift up the left knee. So press down to lift up. You'll want to do that on the exhale. And this is not a fire hydrant. It's just lifting so the sacrum now becomes level. And how about two more here? We're going to keep the leg lifted and then straighten it out behind you. Flex the foot. Make sure that you feel that the hips are level there. And then tighten the left hip to the midline. Tighten the right shoulder to the midline. See, can you bring the left arm by the ear in our bird dog? Left toes off of the mat. Try to lift that right inner thigh more than the outer here. And then let's take it down and we'll switch sides. So block under the left knee. And then think of pressing down in order to lift up. Feels different for me anyway on this side. Watch that the hip doesn't roll out to the side. So keep the left hip in line with the knee. Lift on the exhale, couple more. Pull that belly in. Okay, good. And then keep it up and let's try straightening the leg out. Be sure when you straighten the leg out, you feel the kneecap faces down. Tighten the outer hips towards each other. Tighten the left shoulder and then see, can the right arm come on up? If the right toes aren't off of the mat, try and take them off so that you can really work the balance here. And then come off of the block. Alrighty, so we're coming on to the belly now, and we'll be using a ball at the sternum. If you're without a ball, you could go without for the first part especially. And if you had a little pillow, that would also work. We're going to go into our leg kicks. So feel elbows under shoulders and then hands in line with elbows. So kind of like your Sphinx pose in yoga. The legs can be close together where for this exercise, as long as it's okay on the back. So go ahead and feel at first that you're going to drag your chest forward, energetically pulling the elbows backwards. And then feel how the ribs are being supported partially by the ball. So go below the ribs and start to pull that part of the abdomen up. So you're working in that lower navel and below region. You'll want to keep that pulled up. Now for the leg kicks, we'll kick the right leg 2 times, kick, kick, and release, and left leg 2 kicks and release. Notice if you're pushing into the ball, think of pulling off of the ball. So we're trying to hold nice and steady as we do the kicks, hamstrings and glutes kicking. Finish with the left leg, and then go ahead and bring your arms wider, and you're going to be laying down onto the ball. Take an adjustment if you need to. So if it's torturing you, then change it so it's not. And think again, though, of keeping the abs pulling away. So you want to feel a heaviness to the pubic bone and the abs drawing up away from it. Gaze is down. Now I'm going to draw my shoulders out of my ears, and then I'm going to float my arms up just a tiny bit. Take the elbows lower than the wrist, and then you're going to start little circles like you're polishing the floor. You could increase the size of the circle. That'll give you more work for your back. Keep the abs drawing up. Maybe you can do like a full breaststroke. Get the breath coordinated with the movement. Feels good, to me anyway. One more here. And then press up and we'll come off the ball. So just go ahead and take the ball off to the side. Now you're going to bend your arms and rest your head or your forehead on the hands, or you could just kind of hover above them. And then bend both knees. Place your feet together, heels coming together, and toes apart. The knees will go apart from each other, but you don't want to go super wide. So think of keeping the knees within the framework of the hips there. And then just squeeze the heels together and you'll feel the glutes turn on and that outer hip. And then you're going to release. And do that again. When you do that action, you're going to breathe out. And I also want you to pull the abdomen up. Try to even narrow the waist. So all those things going on the exhale, but I'm going to add on. We're going to add a thigh lift. So when you press the heels and belly jumping up, you're going to press the knees away and lift the thighs up, and you're going to lower down. And again, as you do that, the thighs press away, but the hamstrings pull back into the glutes. The back stays long though, so my glutes do not change. And that's why the abdomen has to lift. The abdomen pulls away from the legs. Let's take 3 more. Still that squeeze into the heels there. Again, all of the core is working really. So narrow the waist, pull the belly in, and then release. Okay, great work. Then from here, let's go ahead and take the hands by the hips and press back. Take a child's pose. And then coming back to all fours. We'll do one more thing here for the back. So actively press the ground away. And again, externally rotate the upper arm, drawing the abs in. I want you to bring the left arm by the ear and then rainbow it back to the left hip, and you're going to follow it as it goes. And then bring it back by the ear and then take it back once again. And one more. And then placing left hand down, draw the abs in, draw the right arm by the ear, and then press to the left hand, do a big circle back, and you're going to watch the hand as it goes. And 2 more there. And last time. Okay, great. From here, let's go ahead onto the side, and we won't need any props here. You'll be just in a straight line all the way down on the side. Check to make sure that the legs aren't forward. They're going to be back so that your heels are in line with your sit bones there. Now pull the bottom waist up, lengthen the top waist, kind of corset the ribs together. Feel that you have a slight internal rotation to your upper thighs. And then keeping that, you're going to pull just the middle of the buttocks forward. So when I do that I feel pelvic floor engagement. And you want to keep that. From here, we're going to lift both legs and you'll lower both legs. Push them away from the head as you lift them up and lower them down. Keep the waistline off of the mat. So that's part of the work. And again, we're going to lift. Feel the upper inner thigh of the bottom leg. It's kind of a heavy lifter. Last time. Good. Now legs stay down and we're going to do sideways work in something I call a push-up, one arm push-up. So bring this bottom arm around your rib cage, the top arm and hand go here. And then we're going to bring shoulder to hip and then back down. So it's a side bend. I'm shortening between my ribs and my hip to lift up. Maybe you could do spider fingers here. So you won't use that arm quite as much. Try not to look at the feet. Only one more. Okay, then lengthen this bottom arm out again. Again, pick the waist up and then pull the ribs together and the abs are in. We'll turn the top leg out now and then point your toe, lift it up again, keep the waist up, flex the foot, turn it out more and lower, and then lift it up. And again, rotate it out more so it stretches your back. Keep that waistline off of the mat. I know it wants to go down as that leg lifts up. Okay, now we're going to add the upper body. So let's take the top arm over the head and then arm and foot try to meet and then take it back down. And again, lift and lower. You can add a turn of the head here towards the foot. And one last one, try to hold your foot and then bend it and place the foot of the top leg in front of the bottom. Now if this doesn't work, you can kind of hold it with the hand or try and get it as best you can. If you absolutely can't be there, you could step the foot behind. We're going to work the glute of the top leg like a clam. So you're going to push it backwards by pressing the heel down. There's your squeeze of the glute. And then let it move forward and again, press, squeeze, and draw it back. Keep the abs tight. Pull the abs in more as you press that knee back. Dig the heel down. Okay, one more. Okay, you can relax this top leg. We'll go back to the bottom leg. So flex the bottom foot like you could stand on your wall. Come to the upper inner thigh and we're going to lift it again and you're going to lower it down. As you lift it again, you still want to lengthen. So lengthen inner knee to inner ankle to inner heel. You should really feel the abs. Whenever you get that inner thigh like this, you should definitely feel the abs. Now we're going to keep it up, pull it back slightly, and let it hover forward. And then draw it back. So squeeze that hamstring and glute. Let it go forward. I don't go far back. Doesn't really matter. You're getting glute work, hopefully. Getting ab work, resisting. And let's do one more there. Good. All righty. Then from here, let's go ahead and press up. And we're going to come into like a Z sit position. I think that's where we want to go. Let me just check my notes. Okay. Oh, I know. That wasn't it. I knew it was wrong. So what we're going to do, let's take this stretch first. So you had this leg, top leg here. Just go on the back and do the number 4 stretch. Okay? I want you to stretch out that hip. So feel free to keep foot on ground or draw one thigh in, other thigh goes out. We're going to work it a little bit more. Now you're going to roll to the side and come into a Z sit position. Okay. So try to drop into this hip and then bring the arms out into a T. We're going to actually be standing on this foot. So that's eventually, we're not standing all the way up, but it'll stand. Now twist away from your feet and then go towards your foot and you're going to draw the knee up and then twist away. And again, try to stand on the foot, draw the knee up. You're squeezing that glute and then twist away. And then exhale here. It's almost like a little abdominal crunch. Let's take one last one. And then find your Z sit position again. This time, just side bend towards your feet. And then when you side bend away, go down onto the elbow and get a nice stretch in that hip. And then use the abs sideways to draw yourself up. Keep length in your spine here. As you press up, try to use abs more than your hand. And then we're going to stay up. Okay, so let's go to our other side. Here we go. down in that straight line. And we'll be all the way down on the side. Check where your feet are. Check to see you have the natural curve in the back. And check to make sure that you're not slumping the shoulder, you're not rolling that top hip back. So you want to feel the bracing we do. Find like a tight seat belt, abs and back pulling towards each other. Then press both legs away to lift them up. And you're going to lower down. And again, lift and lower. I call this my banana peel exercise because it's like you're slipping on a banana peel. That's what it should feel like. The legs go out from under you. Get them longer when you lift them. One last time. All right. Now for the side push-up. Let's hold your ribs. Top hand here is a helping hand. Take top shoulder to top hip and then take it back down. And focus on working the waist more than the arm. So again, you could be on your fingertips. At this point, try not to turn the head. Try just to squeeze that waist and give me 2 more. Feet should stay down. I know they want to probably lift. And then lengthen the bottom arm out once again. Again, pull the waistline, ribs tighter, and then turn the top leg out at the top. Anchor the bottom leg down, point your toe as you lift it, and then flex it and turn it out more. And again, point and lift, and flex and lower down. Try to stretch your leg longer when you release it down. Try to make it as straight as you can. All right, then we're going to add the upper body. So top arm goes over the head, and then top hand to the foot, and take it back down. And again, lift up. And I do use the arm on the mat. Good. Let's take 2 more. The last time, we're going to hold that foot, bend the knee, and try and place the foot in front. And again, you could hold the leg there if that's going to help. We're really working that glute. So just press the heel, try to press the knee back, and then let it come forward a little, and then squeeze and press it back. Same muscles as when we do plank. Same action of pulling the abs in. This works our glute med piriformis. And 2 more. And last one. Alrighty, now working the bottom inner thigh. Flex the foot and then lift and lower. Again, there's that lengthening as you lift it up. Keep this waistline lifted too. So keep drawing the abs in, always. Good, 3 more. Push it away. Try not to turn at the ankle as a tendency. And then just keep it up to a hover, draw it back, squeeze your glute, and bring it forward. And pull it back. Feel how that gluteal fold really works. The glute works to draw it back. And again, pull it back, but you want to pull the abs in so the back doesn't change. Good. 1 more. And then roll to the back. Now we'll do that number 4 stretch. So you're already in the position. Think of pubic bone going long. Legs could come in, but try to keep the curve in the back there. You can still actively engage the hip to rotate the leg out of the leg that's on top while you're stretching it. It's a good approach. It's actually safer to do that rather than to be passive when you do this stretch. All right, and then please roll to the side. Now we'll take that Z-sit position. Try to be as even as you can on your hips. Taking the arms to the side, twist away from the legs first. And then try to stand on the foot of the back leg, pull the knee up. And again, twist and lift that knee. And again, twist. And kind of curl. It feels like a little bit of flexion in the spine. And last time. Okay, and then legs go down. This time side bend towards your feet. And when you side bend away, release down so you get a stretch all the way back into that hip. And bring yourself up again. Good, think tall here. Come up and over a long side body. And back down you go. And come all the way up. All right, great. From here, we're going to come onto the back, and you'll want to have your ring within reach and also a block, and possibly actually a roller if you have it, although it's not necessary. Okay, so here in the block, or here in the back rather, bring the block in the inner thighs again. We're going to be doing pelvic lifts, and this is where I'm going to offer the roller like you're going to bench press. That's the idea of it, to help you work with the chest, the arms. Even though this is light, just holding it can help you imagine that it's bigger. So we're going to be lifting in neutral. So feel you have the natural curve, and then pull your abs down, and then lift the hips up as you lift the arms, and then put everything down at once. So you're going to lift up and just open the front of the hips, then the front of the hip crease deepens. You're in neutral at the top, the abs pull down. The ribs and the hips hit the ground at the same time. And let's just take one more and then release it down. Now the roller will go to the side, and I'd like you to bring the block underneath your left foot. And we're going to bridge again. So now the feet should be in alignment here. And this time though, we're going to go into a pelvic tilt first. So open the collarbones, pull the pubic bone to the navel, keep pulling with the abs, and you're going to bring the hips up. Now, when we go down, we're going to stay in the tilt so we won't go all the way down. You'll probably just go down to the bottom of the ribs, and then you're going to press into that left heel and lift up. So down and up. The whole time you're engaging the abs to keep a flat back. So we're trying to scoop those abs. Use an exhale. When you press, really squeeze that left glute. Then I'm going to stay up, curl the pubic bone to navel more, and then you're going to lift the right heel, and lower. So the right heel comes up and lower it. And I feel my calf. I hope you feel the calf as you lift that heel. Roll onto the ball of the foot and press the ball of the right foot down. See if that makes you feel more calf. And then keep the heel up, press into the block again, and just hover the right foot. Just hovering there. And then put the right foot down and then roll down. Just hang the left leg over the right and pull the knees in for a little stretch. And then move the block under the right foot. Line it up with your sit bone. And then you have to, in your mind's eye, feel that the feet are in line with each other. And then take that pelvic tilt again. Get the abs really fired, and then press, and we're going to come all the way up. Now, halfway down, and then press and lift. And again, lower and lift. I still lift on the exhale. Try to keep that tilted pelvis. So that's why I don't go all the way down here. Couple more. And then stay up at the top. Lengthen the back again. Now you're going to lift the left heel and lower. Press the ball of the foot. Again, feel the calf muscles. And last two. On the last one, press your right foot more. Try to lift your left foot. Just dangle it. You feel you're pressing harder with the left arm. That would be normal. And then left foot goes down. Roll it down. And just cross the right leg quick on the left. Just like a tight little cross there. Pull it in. Now bring the ring onto the right leg. And I'm going to straighten it up to the ceiling. Turn the palms to face you. Left leg could be bent or straight. Pushing the front of the right thigh away from you. Push the right buttock bone away. Pull the hamstring fibers down. And then from the back of the knee, you're going to go up into your heel. So get a calf stretch by pulling the toes down. Prioritize a straight leg rather than trying to pull the foot way over the head or anything. I don't do that actually. I really try and prioritize getting a really long back. So think long from the back of the waist out through the buttock bone. Now rotate the right leg out, and with the ring in the right hand, take the leg to the right. I want you to try and anchor down though through the left side of your torso. So you're going to be drawing the hip, the ribs, draw everything off to the left. You can take a sneak peek and see if your hips tilted off to the right. So want to try and avoid that. While still stretching your inner thighs. So the inner thighs do stretch away from the pelvis. And then find the right inner thigh connected to your left waistline. Draw it to the ceiling, switch hands on the ring. Then anchor down the outer right hip. Push the right inner thigh into the bone, and then just take the foot slightly left. I still pull down from the outer right leg down into the mat there. So I'm really trying to ground the outer hip. The more you do that, the more stretch you'll get. The foot doesn't have to move very far to start feeling the lateral stretch. Lengthen the right outer hip away from your waist. Okay, and then put the right foot down, left foot gets the ring. Again, turn the palms to face you to open the chest, and then feel free to straighten the right leg or keep it bent. Pull the thigh bone down, and then push it away from you. Go to the root of the thigh and push that away. And pulling toes down, you can get a stretch through the sole of the foot, opening up there at the back of the knee. Try to get the calf. And then go ahead and turn the leg out. So at the root of the leg, I rotate it out, and then I'm going to take it out to the side. And then notice how the weight wants to shift on the body. So here we can work our abdominals again, trying to pull them off to the right. So it's as if the rest of the body wouldn't know. You wouldn't know looking at the rest of the body that your leg went to the left. And then draw it back up to the vertical, switch hands on the ring. Anchoring down that left hip, pressing left inner thigh to the left, keep that, and then you're just pulling the foot to the right, just a little bit there. You can pull down on the little toe side with the ring, and that's going to usually deepen the stretch. Or just pull that foot a little towards the right ear. Let that go, and then bring the ball underneath your ribs. So we'll take a stretch here. Ball underneath ribs. You're going to support your head, and you'll go ahead and bend your legs and open up your chest. Now think about rolling up from here, because that's what we're going to do. So think of, do you want to put your legs a little bit further away? Draw the knees a little closer. And then start lifting your head, reach with the arms, and then push the ribs into the ball, and then bring yourself up. And then we're going to come back to the ball and go ahead and lay back down. And then reach with the arms, but pull the ribs back into the ball. Up you come. You can hold the legs and release it back down. Good. Use your exhale. Use the reach of the arms. Push the legs away, but pull the abdomen back. And let's try one more. Good, stretch out the legs, reach the arms up, and then take a stretch over the legs. Press the thigh bones down, pull the belly away from your thighs. And then sweep the hands down and bring yourself up. Alrighty, we are done. Thank you.
Thanks, Kathy.
Oh, you're welcome. I
Thank you,
recognize
Kathy.
Yeah, thank you, Kathy.
You're
Thanks, class.
have a great week.
You too.
You
Take
too.
care.
Bye.
Bye.